Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. My channel name is AR 3-Dimensional Art. This is my first video and hopefully a series of videos I plan to make as time goes on. This video is meant for beginners who are just starting out in Maya and are unsure of where to start or how to start. We can quickly go over how to get a student version of Maya and then from there quickly go over the UI and where to build shapes. I will be using Maya 2018 for these tutorials. You can use whatever version you would like, but it may be different on your end where the menus are located if you are using an older or a newer version. To get Maya, we basically have to go to autodesk.com, which is where this is. Now, it would be better if you signed in and made a name. We're going to go to All Products, Maya, ignore that, download free trial, and go from there. Now, it would be better if you had an educate. Now, to do this, you would need an educational license or a teaching license for it. If you go to art school or any other school for this matter, you can use that as your, version of your student version and download from there. Now that we are in Maya, here's a quick overview of the UI and where the many useful tools are located that I use every day. You need to excuse my voice. I have allergies today, so it's been kind of rough. So this is the UI. We will be starting off in the modeling section of the pull down of the UI. When I say that, I meant this. This is the modeling section. This is also the modeling section. These two kind of coincide with each other. So I can go to rigging, and there's rigging right there. Animation, animation right there. Pretty much the same menus. Effects, and so on and so forth, rendering. But right now, we're going to use modeling. Poly modeling. So, under mesh, up top here are your other sub-menus as well. Under mesh are many useful tools for the mesh itself. Now for those who don't know what a mesh is, the technical definition is a geometric object, represent as a set of finite elements for computational analysis or modeling. Ah, that was boring. Exciting though, isn't it? Or a quick way to show you is this. That is a mesh. So, if you're wanting to know how to figure out how to move what I just did there, the mouse wheel moves up, forward, and backward, forward and backward. To mainly move around your object in Maya, you're going to want to get to really know the Alt key and the spacebar key, but right now we're going to get to the Alt key. Alt key and the left mouse button help you move around an object, like so. I'm taking the Alt key, pressing it down, and holding down the left mouse button, and it's pretty much rotating around an object. Now to pan back and forth, again, use the Alt key, middle mouse button push down, and go back and forth, up and down. Same with the left mouse button, you can go up and down. You can pretty much go wherever you want to go around the object. Now to go in and out, if you do not really need to use the middle mouse button to scroll, you can use the Alt key, right mouse button. You see the arrows in the middle? Back and forth. So now that you know those, again, Alt key, left mouse button, around, scroll wheel, hit down the scroll wheel as well as the Alt key, and hit Alt and right mouse button and move in and out. So now that we have our polygonal mesh, you can see that this is a mesh as a whole. This is a tool to show you different ways to deal with your mesh, but we won't be using these right now. You can also go to Edit Mesh, This deals with editing of all the faces, edges, or vertices of the object. Now, what are these? You probably are wondering. If you're a beginner, you're probably wondering what that means. So, a face is what this is. This part right here is the face of the object. It's a polygonal face. The edges are what the green highlights are. If we click off the object, the edges are dehighlighted. Click on the object, like so. To click off it, click anywhere in space that is not on the polygonal mesh, like so. Click on it, it's highlighted. Now to see a vertice, basically, these are the corners right here. But to see what the vertice is and how to manipulate it, make sure you're clicked on the object, like I am right now. Hold down the right mouse button. You'll see another sub-menu pop up. Now, don't let this intimidate you. This is what you'll be using a lot to edit an object. So when you want to edit an object, basically from an easier menu, you'll want to use the right mouse button, and this will give you the different parts of the object to deal with. Right now, you can deal with the edge, and you see how they went from green to blue. But when I hover over each edge, they glow red. That means that you can alter that or edit that part of the edge at any time. Like that. Click on it. You see how it's a different color than everybody else? That means you have selected that edge. Same with that one. But if you can do them all at once, or you can, by hitting Shift. And if you want to deselect and you made a mistake, get off. Or you can do this. Well, I made a mistake and I don't want this edge, so I push Control, or you can hit Shift again and hit click with the Shift button. That also, click on it, off it, on it, off. That's a quick and easy way to deal with this stuff. Now for the vertices, let's go back to right mouse button, click. Let's go to vertex. Now the edges are blue. You can't select them, but the corners right here, if you look really close, are now kind of glowing. Once you get close to them, they kind of go from a red, big glowing red. So now we can take our left mouse button and click on it. It goes to yellow. Well, see, it doesn't really make sense why it's just a different color, but if you really want to alter it, we can go over a very quick way of doing this. Press the W key. Now that gives you a bunch of arrows, but right now I need to go to world, so ignore that. Right now, you can alter this vertice by pressing W, and this basically moves parts of objects or moves objects themselves. Just like that. I'm going to press Control Z a couple times. There we go. You can do that with edges as well. Do all the edges if you want. And then if you go down to right click, hit face, each face, you can tell if it's highlighted if there's a big red marquee around it. Select it, move it up and down. I basically took my Alt key along with my right mouse button and moved out and rotate a couple times. Once you get better at moving around, you'll be hitting that button. Your finger will be pretty much find a home on the Alt key for most of the time you're creating a project. Now, if you'll move over to the next menu, Edit Mesh, this deals with editing parts of the mesh itself. Now, if you have someday you have a client that wants to see, well, I want those edges beveled. You can select, right click, edge, select it. Now it'd probably be better if you do all of them. Shifting, I'm shift left clicking every edge. Down here, down here, down here, down here. Let's say the client wants them all beveled. There we go. Edit mesh, bevel. Now, quick side note. You'll see a lot in the menus, you'll see a lot of the tools here that have different functionalities to them. Some tools have a little box next to them. That box is a sub menu of that said tool. So I'll go to here. So if I were to just press bevel, it would have just beveled automatically. But we don't want to do that. We want to have some sort of change to it. So the width, let's go down to, this tells you, you telling the computer or you're telling Maya that you want a certain width on it. So you're going to experiment a little bit. So we're going to say 0.4 with 2 segments. Segments basically means that you're adding basically another edge to the bevel. These are all fine. We're going to apply. So that's what it does. If I wanted to change it, since I have my menu up still, I'm going to click off the object, press Control Z. There we go. Well, I really wanted it closer together, so I'm going to put 0.1. It's actually a little bit better. But now the client wants something a little more crazy, so I'm going to Control Z until I get my thing back. I'm going to say 1. I'm going to go with 4. So really crazy. Now you pretty much got a circle or a sphere. Change the object entirely. Mesh tools are very handy when needing to do some quick but big edits in the mesh itself. And mesh display deals with the display of how you want it to look. So a mesh display. Normals, so this is what took me a while to figure out, but this is now easy to figure out now. Each face, like this, they have what you would call normals on each face. Well, what's a normal? That's hard to describe, but all I can tell you is that it's the direction of what the face is, pretty much what direction the face is facing. So right now you know that this direction of this face is facing this way, right? So move that face back and forth. If I really wanted to show you what I mean by a face facing a certain direction, I can go to Mesh Display. I'm going to go to see how you can reverse it, and it turns black. That means that was the back of the face. This is the back of the face right here. So I'll go back to here, reverse, and it's back again. Someday you're going to need to figure out how to make something. You'll make a mesh, and each edge will be pretty. Let's try something here. I'm gonna go and make another map. I'm gonna delete that. We'll make a plane. All right. So this plane obviously has a lot of polygons in there. Press the R button, and I'm gonna see how you can this middle square right here. Take your left mouse button over the middle square. Click your left mouse button and drag to your right. That's a scale tool. You drag to your left, it shrinks down to, and it switches the faces to normals. So I'll grow it. Now we have this big plane right here. So I'm going to do is take random faces, just random. You don't have to choose the same ones, just random faces. Do a couple more over here, a couple more over there, over here, over here, over here, over here, just because. And I'm going to do this. Raise them all up. Now that looks really weird, right? And if you look at it off, well, a lot of those edges look kind of, well, screwed up. I really want to, let's see if I can harden these edges. So that's what happens when you harden the edge. It's very blockish, very much. That's what a hard edge is, it's blockish. Now, Control Z. Now I want to have it softer a little bit, so I'll go here, under Mesh Display, Soften Edge. So you can tell it's very sort of softer. It looks different. So I'm going to delete that. That's what soften and harden edges means. Someday we'll go over normals. I mean, sorry. At some point in the next few videos, we will go over surfaces, deform, and UV in a later video when we are a little more comfortable dealing with the basics of a polygonal mesh, because these are a little more advanced. Let's just say that it would be hard to work with that. But right now, I can show you that we'll make a square under polygon modeling. We're going to basically scale the square up a little bit. So I'm going to move it up. Oh, and if you hit the spacebar key, it gives you 4 views. So this is if you're trying to really make an accurate model. If you're trying to see different views of it, you can change the different views of each one. Right now you can see this is the top view, front view, and side view of the model. This is the perspective view right here. You don't need the Human IK system anymore. Spacebar goes back, forth, back, forth. Well, I want to see top view, so I click in there, hit the spacebar, zoom out, middle mouse button, zoom out. This is the top part of it. Front view, side view. Now, if you're ever wondering how do I know that, well, it says top is Y, the front is the Z, and the side is the X. So, I want to make this a nice square. And if you hit the number 2 key, that shows you the original object, which is this square right here, and it shows you what smooth mesh means. This is a smooth mesh. Smooth basically takes each face and subdivides it by 4 and makes it softer, I guess is the best way to describe it. 3 means it's just, that's what it is. I know this is a bad explanation. It's hard to describe, so I apologize. If you would like to make a comment and describe it better than I would be totally welcome to doing that. Let's press 1. So, mesh tools. We're going to basically insert an edge loop. So, what does that mean? You can insert edge loops into any object you want, as long as it has 4 sides to it, like this all does right here. So, I have my tool out. I'm going to click on the edge, but I'm going to press down the left mouse button. See my dotted line? That means it's where the edge loop can go. It's a preview of the location of it. So I'm going to put it right here, and I'm going to put another one right here. Maybe put another one right here, another one right there. Okay, cool. So now here's one of the better tools that Maya has to offer that you'll be using a lot at some point if you're ever building a mesh that has to be a certain shape, right? You can't just alter faces and edges and vertices and expect the shape to be done. So we're going to do what we always should do here. So this submenu right here has a lot of the tools that we'll be using. This is called extrude. Now extrude just takes the edges and faces or the whole thing, and it basically makes it into a different shape. So what we're going to do is select, let's go to different faces here. Let's select, so I went to right click, face mode. Select those 4 faces. Now I can bring them up and down because everything is connected. But we're going to do this. Extrude. And the key comes up. I'm going to go in the Y axis and push up. And there we go. Kind of like a medieval castle. Kind of like a little fort there. So when I press the 3 key, it looks like an upside down tooth. Well, that's not what we want. Excuse me. So edge loop, I will show you exactly what that does for this. We're going to insert an edge loop right here. I'm going to click and drag down here, put it really close to that edge right there. Now this is going to be kind of a tricky one right now. we're going to put one at the top and bottom of each one of these. So let's do that real quick. Oh, no. If you make a mistake, don't worry. Press Control Z or just delete, make another object. The whole point of this is to practice. Get the handle of the tools provided by Maya. And you know what? Just for the heck of it, we're gonna put one right there, 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 and there. Now I'm gonna press right mouse button. Actually, I'm gonna press W, right click, object mode. That goes normal mode right there. Now I'm going to press the 3 key. Now it looks a lot cleaner. It almost looks like a Lego, but it looks a lot cleaner. So that's what the edge loop does. It makes things look a lot better. So we're gonna do this. Go back to the mesh tools. I want to figure out how to get these to look more square or harder edges. Well, I can't just rely on the harden edge tool because it's not going to do anything. So I'm going to, because let me show you. Harden edge. Press the 3 key. Doesn't do anything. Control Z a couple times. Okay. Object mode. So I'm going to go back here. Mesh tool. Insert edge loop. Now, what do you think we should put the edges to make this thing a little more? So we put these here before to make these look, well, straighter, I guess. So where should we put the new edges? Well, I think we should put them right here. One right here. Oh, yep. One. Well, let me do that again so you can see what I'm doing. Here. 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 I think that's all of them. Oh, look at this one and this one. Okay, so each one has an edge to it. So, W, right click, object mode, click off it, click on it. Now, there we go. That's what we wanted to do. Yep, that's what we wanted to do. Well, I think I'm going to conclude my video there. We have seen different meshes, but next time we'll go over more of the shapes involved, because that was a basic square. We'll go over the sphere next time, maybe make a ball, or go over a cylinder, make different piping. And we'll go over how to deal with curves, how to deal with surfaces, and how to deal with deforming different meshes, which is basically sounds like exactly what it sounds like, and UVing, which is basically the next step toward texturing your object. But until then, thanks for watching. If you have any comments or even any requests on what you want to learn, feel free to leave a message and we'll get to that. All right. Thank you and have a good night.